What's good guys, Mango here with the last video of the day, and as promised, stage 18, trial of the Infernal. Here we go. Now, I ended up using Soul Cadence. This was being an absolute nightmare with Pyros, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna put much effort into it, let's go with Solka. And even with Solka, this thing is actually crazy hard. I've tried, and the way I'm beating this is by actually nuking the boss super fast. This is thanks to Solka, of course, but also Shena plays a big role. I know Banana Luck has a guide without Shena, and I think with Twinfing. However, I'm not there yet. Like, it is too much effort for me, so we ended up doing this. So the strategy: I play Shena, I place Phineas, and I place Aileen. Then I'm gonna place Solka straight away. You might be wondering why. Because this way, we can use Shena to deal more damage to the boss before we actually remove her. So, I know I actually killed these guys with 2 basic attacks from her. 1 and 2. Now, let's do 1 hit here, another hit, and now we just pop Solkaden ultimate. This allows me to cycle through the ultimate with Solka slightly faster, while also using Shena damage to boost Solka and then removing her. That way I can now, and this is a bit tight, okay, place Tyrus. The timings are like super tight, but you will get there. There is like no risk, no RNG. Sometimes I've noticed that the basic attack from the boss hits Hex, and that's when I have to reset, but it happens like randomly. I don't really know why. Even if I do the same exact placement, I think it is just random, so it is what it is. And now, Tyrus ultimate to heal him. Tyrus is amazing for trials, and now the boss will vanish now, okay? We place Silly, and we're gonna just, I like clicking just to slow down the time, okay? Wait until we can almost pull with Silly 2, Solka, Silly 2, and then we just click on Phineas as much as we can, because we want to use his ultimate as soon as Solka's ultimate is over, not before. Even if we lose a little bit of DPS with Solka ultimate, this will make it so that Phineas actually hits harder with his own ultimate afterwards. Now we can just remove every single unit from here, place Ethring, because Hex wasn't actually being healed by anyone, and now that's part 1 of the fight. The second part, in my opinion, the hardest, dealing with all the mobs. We're gonna be placing Shena down the bottom, just to deal with these 2 mages and these 2 mages. So we can fast forward a bit, and now place Shena. Shena damage is crazy. Mine is only A0 if I remember correctly. Not the best, but look at the damage, it's just out of this world. As I've said, if you guys don't have Shena, go check Banana Luck channel, he has a guide without Shena. It was crazy. So now we just deal with this, and this part, it's a bit relaxing, but things will get complicated once these enemies start reaching Hex. So, what are we gonna do? Okay, get ready guys. We will be placing Silly 2 right behind Tyrus. So, Silly 2, come on, there we go. And now, Phineas will remove this, so Phineas is getting healed by Fercy, while also having Silly 2 under Fercy range. It is important to remember that Tyrus doesn't get heals, so he doesn't need to be in range of any healing at all. And then Solka right at the top. That way he can help clear this part, because these guys will actually have crazy amounts of HP. And we also place Aileen to keep Solka alive. Solka shouldn't really be dying, but if you place him there alone, there is a small chance that he actually does. That's why I like placing Aileen with himself to keep our champs alive. Now, I just spam my ultimates a bit, I'm gonna even proc Ailing, we don't need it, but we want to get rid of this grotesque as soon as possible. Not because they hit hard, but because since they revive 3 times in a row, they are pretty annoying because they are using the blocks from Tyrus, and we actually need Tyrus to block enemies. Otherwise, if one dog or one of these guys passes, we risk Silly 2 dying because this mage from here actually hits Silly 2 right here. That's why it is a bit complicated. But you guys can see that even though we are receiving a lot of damage, right now we are doing fine so far. And here what I like to do is I remove Failing and I place Malric. Just because Malric actually gives me enough CC to hold the wave a bit more. We don't really need much help for him, but it's just a little bit extra that help us stay alive, as you guys can see. Now, Percy ultimate, just to help us clear the bottom, Malric, and now we play Shena to take care of this. And guys, this is it. This trial was actually super hard in my opinion, but it was pretty fun, honestly. Like, I love trials. I'm not the best at them, but this one was cool and pretty fun. Now let me put Diao into healing mode just to make sure we don't die while I'm talking, and I will show you guys the gear. But the main trick, if we can call it like that, is, let me remove Diao because she was almost dying, is building my champs with some HP, and that made it way easier because even though full DPS is fine, you will... Let me remove Shena, sorry, I had a brain lag there. You will actually struggle a bit more because the boss increases his damage as his HP decreases. And that causes one thing. First, if you don't have enough DPS, kill the boss super fast, you will do enough damage to increase his damage, the one from the boss, so your champs will end up dying. So unless you have like insanely high DPS gear, focusing on full damage will slow down your fights and will make your champs actually die. That's why it is more important to run them with some kind of HP. And we will go through the builds. So here we have Blazing Dominator. Okay. So, one by one. Tolka. DPS build, as I told you guys. HP bonus. Focus on HP, 35k, pretty high. He's running HP, and HP. As much as you can. Ailing. Once again, full HP. HP, speed, HP, and then Taya's Balm to increase her healing because since she has so much HP, she's not actually healing that much. Then we have Fercy, pretty similar. Some HP, not as much because he's not really getting hit that much during the fight. 32, HP, and then full DPS right here. Then we have Shena. Shena, of course, full DPS because you're retrieving her so she's not on the field as much to risk dying. Then we have Malric. No HP again because he's only being used at the end to help us at the top. And then we have Hex. HP bonus, HP bonus, HP bonus. Of course, I'm running exclusive on Hex. Fear of Twilight on my mages. Then Tyrus. Tyrus, pretty simple tank build. That's all you care about. Phineas. With Phineas, we actually run him full DPS only because his base stats are so high that you can get to 40k HP even without running HP substats. Keep that in mind because he doesn't really need HP and he actually benefits a lot from having full damage build. Diao with the typical build. And something I want to mention, you guys saw that I ult with Phineas right after I ult with Solka, not before, which seems counterintuitive because you would think that ulting with Phineas before would increase the damage from Solka. However, Phineas has this Viscount Flame. The thing is, he will increase his own crit damage, but since he's ulting right after Solka, he gets one more crit damage stack after, you guys can read this, after Solka ults. That's why you will get more DPS if you ult right after Solka than before. And honestly, that's pretty much it. This was a really hard stage. Let's say the auto works. It will, because right now they have removed the RNG, which is perfect. You guys will have the same results over and over again. But guys, this has been the video for the day. Thanks for being here again. Third video, pretty cool. And I'll see you on the next one. Let me know in the comments below your results on this. I know this is quite hard, but you guys will be able to do it. Bye.